I'm popping on here. It's 7:59 on Sunday morning. My name is Tiffany Almeida. I'm with Pretty and Paper Crafts, and this is Coffee in a Card. I go live every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and I go live with 3 fun projects featuring something from Stampin' Up, some product or some technique. And so this week I am doing Butterfly Gala, which I'm really excited to show you guys. I don't know if you've seen my advertisement, but I am doing a spring fling retreat, which I do every spring and I'm super excited for. I partner up with my good friend Eileen Till, and we go above and beyond and we'll knock you out of the park. It's so much fun. We have such a fun time. So let me tell you what comes in the retreat. So what is a retreat? A lot of people know it as a crop, where you bring all of your unfinished products or projects and you want some quiet time away from everybody and all the distractions, and you just want to craft and have fun hanging out with people. That is what the Spring Fling Retreat is. We got a space for the entire day from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. We feed you lunch and dinner if you're here local. You have a 6-foot table space to yourself to spread out and craft in. And we just spoil you throughout the day. We've got prizes, gifts, raffles, snacks. It's just a lot of fun. It's so much fun for me and Eileen to spoil them throughout the day. It's so much fun. I'm going to show you a little sneak peek. We always do, part of the retreat is a goodie bag filled with $25 in product. And usually that product coordinates with the projects, because we also give you 6 projects to make. You can either make that day or take home and make later. And so I always like to try and find some fun like totes or things to fill the goodies, put the goodies in. And so I just want to show you this tote I found. Everybody that's going to be doing my retreat is getting this beautiful bag, and it is so sturdy and just fabulous. It's cloth. It has these probably faux leather handles. So cute. And then of course we're going to, jazz it up a little bit more than this, so I'm excited. But these are so cute, and I love the little plaid. So cute. So that comes with the retreat, along with, like I said, the goodie bag or the product, the $25 in product, the 6 make and takes, the 4 gifts from us. It's just a blast. And if you can't come here locally, you can get what I call a retreat in a box. It gets shipped directly to you, and you get to do the retreat in the comfort of your own home. You don't have to pack up all your supplies and come to the event. You can actually just do it from home and get all the goodies in a box. So that registration actually ends the day of onstage. So April 13th, that's this next Saturday. I have to have all registrations in by Saturday for you to get the retreat in time. So don't wait, get it done. And like I said, remember you guys saw these were for the first 16 people. So we had our first 16 people register, and so they'll all be getting a cute little trash bin. So anyways, that is something I enjoy doing. It's so much fun, and doing a full day retreat and getting to spend time with a lot of other fabulous women, and it's just a lot of fun. Okay, so the other thing that's happening is my last Blends Club. I'm so sad, you guys. My last Blends Club, I've had so much fun for the last 5 months designing and learning new blends techniques. We've learned alcohol smushing on glossy paper. We have colored on vellum. We have done all kinds of things. We've done ombre, kind of sunsets, all kinds of fun things. And so this month, we're actually going to be using the Best Catch stamp set, and we'll be making 2 projects. We make 2 projects every month. And so I have a card and a 3D project. And the colors that we're using this month are Old Olive, Bermuda Bay, Crumb Cake, and Daffodil Delight. So basically Blends Club, how it works is you use a reward code that I give you. You place a $36 minimum order. $36 is basically 4 combos of the colors. So if you don't have these 4 colors, you can get these 4 colors. That qualifies you for Blends Club. And if you live locally, you can come to my house on the 24th of April, and we'll make the projects together. If you live long distance, I ship the projects to you, and I send you a video tutorial on how to assemble and make the projects and how to color. So anyways, the projects, I thought I would give you guys a little sneak peek here. This man is doing his fly fishing. I'm trying to show you the Wink of Stella that I put in the water and in the sunset. So it glitters, and you can see how I've blended the different colors. So I'll show you how to create this sunset. And then of course, this is my favorite. I'm gonna show you how to color this little fish, and we're gonna make a little basket. Isn't that cute? And then I did Wink of Stella on him too, but you probably can't see it. So I had to practice. Janie will tell you, I was sending her pictures practicing coloring that fish. So I can't wait to show you the techniques that I use to color the fish, the blending of the two. It's going to be an amazing class, and I hope you can join us this month. All right, so Stamp and Rewards Code. It's April, it's a new month, and I'm giving away the delightfully detailed cards and envelopes. It's a 20 pack of cards and envelopes. It's freaking awesome. They're great for beginners or for just having an easy, simple card base to just stamp and put in the mail, which is absolutely great. That's something that I need, is just quick and easy sometimes. And you just use my host code, and you go on and you place a $50 order, and you get my free gift. So very exciting. Hopefully, if you have any questions, let me know. If your order is $150, do not use this host code, because you will get your hostess rewards for having an order of 150 or more, and you'll get my free gift. So that's how that works, okay? Still trying to make this like a little bit more straight. All right, I think that's it. Okay, so I wanted to show you my new class. It's featuring the Sweetest Thing stamp set and the jar of sweet framelits. You can get that as a bundle for 10% off. And it also comes with half a stack of the Designer Series paper, the coordinating How Sweet It Is Designer Series paper. And it comes with a pack of glitter enamel dots and a spool of the mini striped Gorgeous Grape ribbon. So all of this plus my 6 projects for $32. It's an awesome, awesome class. So I'll just show you real quick. Here we've got like this little treat box with the glittery candies on top. We have a fun little gumball shaker or candy ball shaker card. We have a very adorable happy birthday card. We have a fun, these are great for birthdays, a bright fun cupcake card. And then this one's really, really cool, you guys. This one is like my little candy shop. It's a little box with a clear window and the cute little awning, and it comes off and you can put your candies inside. And then we have our cute little treat bag. This is an awesome treat bag. It only uses 1 strip of glue to assemble the entire thing, and then it's kept closed by tying this bow. So if I untied the bow, then it would reveal the inside of the box or the bag. So that is the class. It's super, super cute. You're gonna absolutely love this class. $32 for everything, including the Designer Series paper, the 6 projects, the product, and if you want to add the stamp set, you can. I have a price for the stamp set and the framelits if you don't own those yet. And there's also a PDF only option for $15 if you just want the PDF tutorial. All right, so that's what's happening in April, you guys. Those are all my projects. But let's talk about what you guys all came here to see, and that is the Butterfly Gala stamp set and punch. This is a bundle out of the Occasions catalog. Very popular. It was actually very difficult for them to keep it in stock. So I absolutely love playing with this set, and everybody loves butterflies, or most everybody loves butterflies. And so this was a really fun set to play with. So let me show you the projects that I came up with today. I'm going to show you this one first because you guys haven't seen it yet. This is a cute little box, and what's inside the box is what I absolutely adore, is these butterfly cakes. These are Little Debbie's butterfly cakes. They're so cute, and they fit perfectly inside this box. I designed the box just for these cakes, so measurements and everything were just exactly what I needed for this cake. So cute. And then we have the 2 little butterflies fluttering on the front. And I love the kind of crayon box opening here on the sides. So I'll show you how to make this little guy. And then also, oh, Debbie says, thank you for the way you prepare the online class materials. Oh, Debbie, you're welcome. I'm glad you appreciate that. That's awesome. All right, and then this one is a little window box. and it has a little sleeve, and my daughter tells me every time she sees this that she thinks it's a lantern. You can put a little light in it, which you absolutely could, or you can fill it with some treats. But this is just so pretty, and I thought that this paper went so well with the butterflies. So I'll show you how to make that. Has anybody used the window treat or the window box thinlits? I love the window box thinlits. They're my favorite. I like making these little hexagon boxes. All right, and then this one is a card that I made using a technique called the wreath technique and the Stamparatus. And you can see here I made an envelope because the card is shaped in a square, so I had to have a custom envelope. So I used some of that retired Butterfly Garden Designer Series paper that was in Celebration. And I just made an envelope, and you can see I used the kind that you can just color, and you can make a custom little envelope. Oh, my little butterfly's wings. And then inside is this card I made using the wreath technique. You can see here I'm just fluffing up the wings, and so it's a very kind of 3D effect. I have it upside down, and it opens up like so, and it uses Coastal Cabana, Calypso Coral, and Whisper White. So I'll show you this card here as well. So let's go ahead and set these projects aside. I think we're gonna do the card first, and then we'll move on to the 3D projects. What do you guys think? So like I said, this is a Stamparatus technique, this wreath card. Hopefully you guys haven't seen the wreath card before, or if you have, maybe this will help clear things up a little bit. But you have, here's the card base. This card base is 5.5 inches by 11 inches, scored at 5.5. So it's perfectly square. This piece of Calypso Coral is 5.25 by 5.25. And then we have our piece of Whisper White that's 5 inches by 5 inches. Okay, and this scrap here is going to be so we can stamp and punch the butterflies. So let me go ahead and show you. And I think I'm gonna start from scratch so you guys can see actually how this wreath technique is done. So what I need to do is grab a new piece of grid paper because I want to show you how this works, okay? So here's a brand new piece. These are the small grid papers that fit into the Stamparatus. So here's my Stamparatus, okay? And you can see it has the 2 plates, so you can do stamps on both sides. And you can see I've already drawn lines on this grid paper, but I want to show you how to do this from scratch. So I have a new piece of grid paper, and I have my piece of Whisper White. And what you're going to do is you're just going to center this between the grid lines. So I'm going to center my points at the middle of 3.5 and 4. And just make sure that my points are in the middle. And then again, you can see over here, 3.5, between 3.5 and 4. And so now I've got this perfectly lined up. And then you're going to take a pencil and you're going to trace. And this is going to give you a guide for the wreath. Okay, and then you can turn it sideways here like this and put it directly in the center of your grid, and we're going to draw again. Now we're only going to use one of the one of the sides, but this is how you could do this set piece by piece, so that'll make sense in just a second. Okay, so there we go. There's our guide for the wreath. So in a sense, you basically would be stamping, turn it a quarter of a turn, line it up in the lines, stamping, turn it a quarter of a turn, and so you're always lining up within those marks. And you're just gonna get perfectly circular image. Well, my butterflies are a little too big for me to do quarter turns. So what I did was I did butterflies at each half turn. So I did this point, and then I would turn the next corner to this point, next corner to this point. So it will make sense here in just a second as we do the stamping, okay? So I'm gonna take out these little guys. We're gonna need them next. So here is my butterfly. I gotta have this lined up. And for me, using the magnets doesn't really help, so I just line it up like so. And put my little butterfly. And I want my butterfly right about here. You can kind of, it's kind of just a guessing game. Wherever you choose, it's going to be the same for all of the different spots. So you just line that up. I'm going to do right about there, I think. It's going to be good. And all 4 corners will be the same, okay? So then I'm going to bring my Stamparatus plate down. And it's going to pick up the butterfly. It's also going to pick up my paper. That's okay, though, because remember, we drew our little grid, so it's going to be our little guide. All right. Now, I'm going to bring my plate down a little bit. Maybe I should do it. How should I do this? Let's do it sideways, because I'm trying to think of the best way to keep this in the frame. All right, so we'll do it sideways here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up my stamp now that I know where it needs to be. So I'm using Memento Black, but you can use StazOn or whatever black ink you have. Line up your paper where you know it should be and stamp. The best part about using a Stamparatus and having your paper where you know it needs to be is if you don't stamp the image all the way, you can re-ink it and do it again. And I'm just gonna push down where I know that butterfly didn't ink very well. And voila, you have this beautiful crisp image, okay? So now we're going to turn so that the next corner is there. And we're going to stamp the butterfly again. I'll just push down and lift up, okay? And then we just keep going. And I love having these lines so I don't have to worry about knowing exactly where that paper was and lining it up just right. Having those little line guides for this technique is what makes it so freaking awesome. Okay, so we'll just keep going. Oops, don't want anything to move. But this technique you can do with any stamp set, and it just needs to be a square, perfectly square image. And it's so cool, you guys. And then I'm using 2 of my favorite colors, Coastal Cabana and Calypso Coral. Say that 5 times fast. But I love how bright and springy they are. And I love this pattern of butterflies. So there's like 3 or 4 different patterns of butterflies in this stamp set, which is great too, because you can kind of change it up however you want. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna flip my plates. Did you know that you can use both sides of the Stamparatus plates? So now I can flip my plate and I can line up these little pieces here are the inside of the butterfly. So these are the bottom piece of the butterfly. I can line this up, and then there's also pieces for the little butterfly. So I'm going to do the bottom of the little butterfly. You just put these face down, so stamp side down on top of your images, and this is why I love photopolymer, because you can put these little images face down like so, line it up in your little section here. And cover this so you don't need the black anymore. Okay, so then let's see. So we colored the bottom with Coastal Cabana. So let's get our Coastal Cabana out. And we're going to pick up our stamps. So here we go. Pick those up. We can move this guy out of the way, actually. Okay, let's try this again. Got it lined up. Why don't I use the magnets? Because I have to keep moving it anyway, so it really doesn't matter for this technique, but that's a good question. So we've got our first butterfly, then we're going to turn it to our next butterfly. And remember, they were all the same, so it should line up fairly well. Fingers crossed. And look at that, almost perfect. Almost better than the first one. So you just go around. And if I had left this butterfly on the first one and left this one here, I could do like an assembly line of cards. Basically, if I had 5x5 paper, I can just put the next one in, ink the butterfly, and keep going over and over and over. So that's kind of what the Stamparatus was designed for. Okay, last one. And there we go. So then let's get a new plate. Like I said, let's pretend that I didn't move the butterfly on this side. So let's say these are good to go. I can grab my other plate and I can now line up my top portion of the butterfly. I like that you can do both at the same time too. That it kind of speeds up the process a little bit, having both. Okay, so once you have it lined up, I am happy to teach when I can, Debbie. I'm glad you like this technique, and I think I'm making it look harder than it really is. I hope I'm not, but if I am, just know that it's Facebook Live. It's really not hard. Okay, so we're going to line this up. And this is the Calypso Coral. And it always looks darker when it's first stamped. It always goes lighter once the ink dries. I've noticed that about Calypso Coral. Every time I stamp it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so bright. But then it dries lighter. So then we're just going around. We're gonna keep doing this. And I just think it's so cool, this wreath technique. Now, this one is probably good that we have we're using the Stamparatus to stamp this, because this is a 2-3 step process to color this butterfly. So Stamparatus is the greatest way to like make sure we line it up each time. Whereas if you just used a block, it might be a little bit harder. So voila, we have our base of our card done now, okay? So now what we have to do is we actually have to stamp 4 more butterflies, but we're just gonna do that on the scrap of paper. So I'm gonna actually take it off the Stamparatus and show you how it is just to stamp without the Stamparatus. So we have our bottom of our butterfly. We have the top of the butterfly. Yeah, it is a great swap card, really. It's just stamping and punching. So super easy to use. And I love how the chamois, notice how the chamois just cleans those plates so easily, just wipe it away. Love the chamois just for that reason. Store my chamois in these little thin, they're kind of like CD cases, but these are the photopolymer clear stamp cases. You can get them in packs of 4 or 5, I think, for really inexpensive. They're in the annual catalog in the back of the book, actually. So here are, let's put some stuff on some blocks here for our butterfly. So we'll do the main butterfly there, and then we'll line up the pieces of the butterfly, and we have our scrap paper. So like I said, we need 4 butterflies. Now always when you're stamping, if you know you're gonna be punching, you did, Cindy, you washed your chamois in the washing machine. I have yet to do that. And did you wash it by itself, or did you wash it with a load of something? These are the, what is it called, Terry? They come in packs of 4. It's the clear stamp cases, right? Is that what they call them? Oh, you washed them with towels. That's what Erica did, was washed her chamois with towels. All right, I want to note one thing. If you're going to stamp these to punch, make sure the big butterfly is along the line of the end of the paper, because that's the way it goes into the punch. If you punch it with the small butterfly near the end of the paper, then you're going to have to cut and get the punch down to the big butterfly. So just punch with the, or stamp with the big butterfly at the bottom near the end of the paper. So we need 4 butterflies. Okay. So there's our 4 butterflies, and then we're gonna do our color again. So let's go ahead, and just like we did with the the Stamparatus, I have chamois on the brain. Just as we did with the Stamparatus, we are going to line up the 2 pieces for the top or the bottom, whichever one you wanna start with first, and put it on a block. So see how I have it, and then I'm just picking it up on the block? That's the same thing we did with the Stamparatus. And the top is Calypso Coral. Oh, good. Okay, Cindy, so positive results on washing her chamois. I guess I need to do that. I need to just throw them in with a load of towels today. I do laundry on Sundays. Did you guys know I actually do housework? I don't just craft. I get my housework in sometimes, but those of you that have been to my house know that I have 2 slave children who do a lot for me. I actually don't do dishes anymore. They do dishes for me, and they're in charge of keeping the laundry moving on Sundays because they know I'm doing Facebook Live and things. So I'm very blessed. But yes, I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna put my chamois in the wash. All right, so you guys can see that was super easy, right? Just lining up the blocks. So now let's do the opposite side. We'll do the bottom of the butterflies. Standard size stamp case. Look at that. Terry even did the item number and the page. Terry, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you so much more than I say. You are amazing. And look at that. Yes, Janie, I am very lucky. I do have 2 wonderful girls who help me out a lot. But they also want to earn that Maui trip, so they better help me. So Janie had asked me what's my status or how I'm doing earning my Maui trip. So I'll give you guys an update. So you know the incentive trip for Stampin' Up, they have a different trip every year. And next year's that we're earning this year is to Maui, Hawaii. And I am really excited. I really want to go. So it is my goal this year to earn it. And to earn it, you have to get Flex Points. And for Flex Points, it's based on sales and promotions. And so I am so happy to say that we are 6 months away. So September 30th is the last day you could earn the trip. 6 months away, and I'm more than halfway there. I have more than half the amount of Flex Points that I need. I'm right on track, which is super exciting. And I have, you know, things kind of mapped out. Hopefully will work in my favor and I will get to take my family to Maui. I'm super, super excited. It is an all paid trip for 2. So two flight tickets, two people in, well, 1 hotel room, and then food and everything for the week. It's 7 days. And yeah, it's gonna be amazing if I earn it. I can't wait. And we're gonna buy our daughters plane tickets and take them with us. Aren't we nice parents? So I'm over here talking as if I've earned it, but I haven't earned it yet. But I'm halfway, over halfway. So you can see that the punch lines up perfectly with the stamp set. And like I said, remember the top, the big butterfly goes to the bottom. Just punch those out. And thank you to all of you who have helped me towards earning this trip. You guys are amazing, and I obviously couldn't do this without you, and you're very special to me, every single one of you. And I appreciate you watching my lives each week and for the love and support you give me on a daily basis. Honestly, it's what keeps me together and keeps me going. So thank you so much. All right, so now we get to just put this together, and I'll show you how it all comes together. It's so cool. So we have our beautiful little wreath here, our little wreath of flowers or butterflies. And I love how even everything is. I like things to be symmetrical and stuff. So this is a great technique for me because it makes me happy. All right, so then we can put this on our base. Isn't that Stamparatus technique fun? Has anybody tried that before with success? You can use any stamp. That's the cool thing. And then, like I said, if you're image isn't as big as the butterflies, you can do one every quarter of a turn and make an entire wreath. I had to punch them out because the space isn't big enough, so the butterflies will overlap. So you can see here the butterflies overlap a little bit, but when they're punched out, it works perfectly. All right, so the thing what I do, oh, smart, Janie, use them for the Easter bunnies. Clever girl. All right, so the thing that I am doing is using glue dots. I'm gonna tear all this off because I find that they work really well for the butterfly. So you'll just bend it kind of in half, stick a glue dot on it, and just center it in between the two butterflies and fluff up its wings. So fold it in half, stick a glue dot, and put it in the center. That's it. And so then for the little ones, what I did was I overlapped the ones I had already stamped so that they look like they were flying too. So very, very fun. It looks, it kind of gives this really cool kind of 3D effect. Thank you, Rhonda. I'm glad you love it. Isn't that great? Stamparatus makes it so easy to line up stamps like this, you guys. Give the Stamparatus a try when you're doing these kind of 3-step, 2-step stamps. It really will make your life a little bit easier. Okay, so there's one butterfly. Again, I'm still just folding them in half, sticking a glue dot in the center. Oh, that one ripped my paper. And stick it down. Thank you. Thank you, Rhonda, for sharing. Appreciate it. I'm so glad you guys like this card. That makes me so happy. Yay. I do love this butterfly. Now remember, you can get the make and takes from today's video for free. I will mail them directly to you if you place a $30 order on my online store. And you just have to use the same code that I have here. And then if you up it to $50 order, then you get my free gift as well. So win-win. And when I do my make and takes, I package them, everything, I label them. I even give you a link back to the video so you don't have to struggle to find it. So I try to help out. You guys, I did something silly and I forgot my sentiment in the center. Should have done that before I glued down all my butterflies because now my butterflies are going to get in the way. But we're going to do it anyway and it's going to work out just fine. So don't be like me. Actually stamp the image first. Hopefully I don't get my butterflies with ink. Yay! A Facebook Live success. That never happens. And then I just added some of these Gingham Gala little embellishments, these little sequins. Just some cute little flowers floating around because, you know, butterflies are attracted by flowers. So we got some flowers and then I did some of the kind of, I think this is supposed to be balmy blue, but it's like iridescent. So I just put some of these around and voila. You have a beautiful, beautiful card that will literally, it looks like it's gonna fly off the desk with all those wings. It's so beautiful. Love it, you guys. Yay, hearts. You guys like it. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys like it. And I'm gonna actually take it one step further and show you how I created that envelope in case you guys don't know how to do this. This beautiful little envelope, you can use any retired or any kind of designer series paper. So I'm going to show you that real quick. This is that retired celebration butterfly paper. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. You could use the outside, the inside, whatever you want to do, but I thought it'd be fun to color your own envelope. I only did the one butterfly, but I could have gone to town with all the different butterflies. So let me show you how to do this. You use this handy dandy envelope punch board. And what I did was I knew that my card measured 5.5 by 5.5. So you find this little chart here and you go down and you find, I'm going to bring it up closer so you guys can see. So you can find 5.5 by 5.5. This is the card size. So it tells you what paper size you need your paper to start out with and what score line to start with. So we need a 9x9 piece of paper, and we'll score at 4.5. So let me show you. Let's go ahead and cut this down real quick. We're gonna line this up at 9. The envelope punch board is awesome for making bags, boxes, envelopes of any size that you need. It's an amazing, amazing tool. Okay, so now we have a 9x9 piece of paper. And let me show you how this works in case you've never used it. Has anyone not used the envelope punch board? Does anybody not own this great, amazing tool? Because if you don't, you're missing out. Okay, so here's what I like to do. I like to punch. So you have to, there's a little button here, you punch it, and then you score along this divot here, this little indent here. You score along it with this little tool. It comes with this little folder thing right into this slot here. So it did a little punch out right here, and there's a score line here. It's hard to see. It's easier to see on this side. But you're going to line that score line up with this little corner here. So I kind of have to feel for it because it's hard to see, but you can also know that it's lined back up at 4.5. Punch, score, flip it again, line up the line, punch, score, do it again, line up the line, punch, score. So now you have all 4 corners. And you can see here it's going to just fold up into an envelope. But what I like to do is one more little step, which is put the end of the paper in here and punch, and it rounds the corners. So it's a corner rounder punch as well. Oops, didn't do that very well. There we go. Isn't that awesome? Such a handy tool. So then there's these little pieces here that you'll just throw away. Put my little knife up back, and then we can assemble. You can color your envelope, or you can just leave it as is. You can use this side or the other side, but I just fold in my sides, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue along the sides here and fold this up. And then you have this beautiful envelope, and then you can seal the envelope once you have your card signed and everything inside. You can put your labels on here, and it's gorgeous. What a stunning card you'll get in the mail. Isn't that fun? Love it. It has a corner rounder too, Terry. Isn't that awesome? All right, so there's your envelopes. You put your cards in. They fit in perfectly. They slide in so nicely. Butterfly, you gotta tuck the butterfly wings in. And you have an amazing card with an amazing envelope. I love that it's butterfly too, because they match, right? So it's butterflies inside, butterflies outside. Yay! All right, so that's project number 1. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. The next project we're gonna do, let's do the cake. Let's do the cake one. So in my blog post, there is a link to these Little Debbie butterfly cakes. I found them at Walmart. And like I said, there is a link to the Walmart online shopping. You can see the butterfly cakes. They come in a package of 2. Oh, Debbie, you don't know how to do it. Oh, you gotta practice, girl. Try just making one of the envelopes and give it a shot. You'll love it. All right, so here's one of our little butterfly cakes. Now, if your box doesn't fit, like if there's extra air in the package, you can do a little snip in the bag and get the extra air out so that it will fold nice. I just realized I did not cut the saffron, so I have to do that, you guys. Honestly, if my head wasn't attached, I'd lose that too. And I think that I have to do this by memory because I didn't print out my measurements. Now, I did make up this bag myself, or this box myself, but God knows if I can remember what I cut it at. All right, so let's see if I can remember this. We did 6.5 by 8, I believe. So 6.5 by 8. If I get this down by memory, you guys should be so amazed. Okay, and then what I did was I scored it at 2.5 on the long side. 2.5, 3.5, 5.5. Did I 5.5? No, 6. All of the measurements, the true measurements, are on my blog. So 6, and then 7. So 2.5, 3.5, 6, and 7. Then turn it to the short side and score at 1 inch. And then I just flip it over to the other side and score at 1 inch again. Okay? I think I got it from memory, you guys. I'm so proud of myself. All right, I'm looking for my bone folder because I want to burnish these edges really well before I cut. Do any of you people know each other personally on here? Feel like an outsider? Karen, don't feel like an outsider. You're an insider. You are one of us. Do not feel that way at all. I have a lot of local people and a lot of long distance people who have never met each other, but we are all Facebook Live friends, you included. Okay? All right, so now that I've burnished all my edges, let's go ahead and do the cutting. It's really simple. We're going to cut up these side tabs here. This is going to be a side, and this little tab is in the center, and I just like to miter these little center tabs here so that it doesn't interfere with the shape of my box. Okay, and then this one I just need to cut straight up. Don't miter these, and you'll see why here in a little bit, because when we make the box, it will all make sense. So you can miter this little tab, but don't miter these ones. Okay? All right, so I need to get my gingham Gala paper out. I use the Balmy Blue because I think Balmy Blue is so pretty with the So Saffron. Let's see if I can remember this from memory here. So the box measures 4.5 by 2.5. So I need to cut this Balmy Blue at 2.25 by 4.25. Okay, and then the sides need to be 2.25 by 3.75. 2.25 by 3/4. So there's one, and there's, the fact that I can remember this is amazing me right now. All right, so we need 2 of these, which are 2.25 by 3/4, and then we need 2 of the narrow ones, which are 4.25. Let's see if that, no, that's not long enough. So 4.25 by 3/4. And this will be for the top and for the front of the lid. 4.25 by 3/4. Okay, so that's what you need. Look, you just need 1 sheet of gingham Gala paper. You have all the extra you can put back in your bag. Okay. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue this on before I even assemble my box. I think it will be easier that way. Looking for my adhesive. So this piece, which is going to be the front, will go right on this bottom panel here. Because when we fold it up, this is going to be the back and this is going to be the front. See how that works? So we'll glue this one on, and we have these 2 side panels which we will glue on here. And I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit, and I'm gonna do the short grid. Cindy, that was so awesome to meet you at Onstage. People were making fun of me though. They were like, oh, you have a fan base. I was like so honored that you found me in that sea of like 100,000 people. Now I know I'm like extra tall and I tower over everybody else, but still, the fact that you found me and I was able to say hi. I also got to meet Lisa Brown, which was super awesome. I'd only known her from Facebook Live. So, I mean, it's awesome. And then Barbara, like when I went to Arizona, I ended up being in the same town that she lives in. And I had never met her before, but she took me into her house and we had dinner together, and all because she saw me on Facebook Live, which is so cool. So lots of, like I said, Stampin' Up! Has brought so many different relationships into my life that I wouldn't have known these amazing people. Some of you I get to talk to on a daily basis, which is amazing. And I don't even know you in person, but someday we'll be able to meet. So it's really, really cool. It was so exciting, Cindy. It was meant to be. All right. So now we're going to put our project together. I'm going to use tear and tape. And what you're going to do is just put adhesive on the inside of these bottom panels. These are going to be the sides, and they're actually going to be in the front of the box, or on the, I guess, top of the box. It is such a blessing, huh, Terry? Terry and I met on Facebook. She saw one of my bingo parties that I was doing live on Facebook, and later did a party for me via Facebook, and then she signed up for the starter kit, and she drives like 2.5 to 3 hours to come to my team meetings every month. It's crazy. She's an amazing gal. So yes, lots of blessings, lots of people that I meet this way. All right, so I know Cindy's loving the tear and tape. So I put glue on the outside of these little tabs, these little tear and tape strips. You can use liquid glue as well. Liquid glue is fine. It just takes a little bit more time to hold on to until it dries. Now I'm going to create an L right here and just glue, see how I'm doing this, glue this inside tab to this top portion. Same thing here. And we're just going to start forming the box. Now we can peel the tear and tape off these guys. Kathy lives in Texas. It's so cool. We all live in different corners of the country, different corners of the world. Like Janie's in the Netherlands. I've had people from Australia watch. It's just so cool that we can all connect in a way. Stampin' Up! Has helped us make these connections, which is so cool. All right, so now I'm putting the sides of my boxes together. You can see here, just lining up the bottom and gluing those down. Now for the lid, what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue this top flap over onto this bottom flap. And you can see it's not quite long enough, but that is okay. I'm gonna show you why that's okay. I think I'm gonna use liquid glue for this one, not tear and tape. And we'll do one tab at a time. Iowa, North Carolina, it's awesome. You guys are from everywhere. The love of Stampin' Up! It knows no boundaries, you guys. It's very cool. Florida, Suzette is from Florida. I'm envious of all these warm, sunny states right now. I mean, we'll get our heat eventually, but I'm actually really enjoying this spring right now because we finally have like rain showers and the grass is growing and the flowers are trying to finally come up. So, okay, I was doing this without telling you what I'm doing. So you can see I glued the two tabs together and then I cut from this point to this point and I'm taking off this corner. That's how you form this kind of crayon box opening here. All right, so we're gonna do the exact same thing here. We're going to glue this, oops, not that one. Don't do that. We're gonna glue this top, inside top one to this piece here. Oh, how exciting, Janie. That's awesome. Yep, New Jersey, North Carolina. It's so cool. You guys are everywhere. All right, so then I'm gonna cut that one off as well. And then you have this box. Very cool, right? All right, now let's get on to the butterflies, right? Which is what this is all about. So first of all, the most important is we gotta get our butterfly cakes in there. Make sure our butterflies fit in there, and if they don't, then we'll just poke a little hole. Yeah, it's not gonna really fit. We're gonna poke a little hole, just a little tiny hole, get that extra air out, and then it will just slide in. I say that, and now it doesn't wanna slide in. Don't make me look bad, cakes. It's just the extra plastics getting in the way. There we go. Look, nice and snug. Perfect little box. I love how the lid stays closed too. That makes me really happy that I don't have to have anything to kind of fasten it down. It just opens and closes perfectly. It's like I made the box that's just perfect. I'm so proud of myself. All right, so then I have a piece of, this is Petal Pink. And I also need a scrap of Whisper White. I'm gonna have 2 scraps, I think. And here's what we need for this. I actually stamped the sentiment. Oh, do I have my piece for my sentiment? Yeah. This little tiny strip is 1 inch by, how long is this? 1 inch by 3.5. This little strip is going to be our sentiment. And I'm going to stamp it in the center. It says, "You've been on my mind." So see here, the sentiment, "You've been on my mind." Did that in Flirty Flamingo. I'm the queen of boxes? No, ma'am, I'm not. I thought you guys already crowned me the queen of brusho, which is also not true. All right, so I've got my little sentiment here, which we will take care of here in a little bit. I'm also going to stamp my butterflies now, and then we'll color those in. Aren't those cute, those little Debbie butterfly cakes? Did I show you guys the box already? I think I did. I linked on my blog where you can find them at Walmart. They have them online too. So I just want to eat them. They look so yummy. All right, so I have my Monarch butterfly. I love the Monarch butterfly stamp. This is probably my favorite butterfly. And I'm just going to see if this will stamp on the scrap, which it will, yay. Okay, so we've got our little Monarch, and then I colored it using Flirty Flamingo blends and Mango Melody, Light Mango Melody. I can't speak today. All right, so I'm just going to color in sections of the butterfly with the yellow and the pinks. So I just did sections. There's really no right or wrong way to color this, but I just did little sections of yellow, little sections of pink. I thought the yellow and pink together looked really cute. Definitely Queen of Brusho. No. No. So this is the dark Flirty Flamingo, and I'm just doing this in sections. And again, I'm matching, so whatever I do on one side, I do on the other side. I'm trying to remember how I colored this, just using my first box as a reference. So hopefully you guys can partake in my retreat. I'm really, really excited about it. Eileen and I spend a lot of time coming up with really what we think are really sweet gifts and fun projects. The projects are usually a little bit more involved. We do 3 3D projects and 3 cards. And if you're local, you get to use all of our products, our stamps, our inks, our punches, everything we bring to the retreat. So it's a lot of fun. All right, and then, oh, I can't forget this middle section. So I have already lined up on my, well, I lied. These are the little sections, the centers of the bodies of the butterflies. And I just put those in the centers of my butterflies, and then I'll pick them up on the block. I know, I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun. And Cindy always brings a ton of laughter. Her and Melissa are a riot together. We just laugh and we play, and we honestly don't get as much crafting done as we should because we're so busy talking and laughing and eating, and it's just a lot of fun. So, and taking pictures and selfies, and I mean, we're silly. All right. And I tell people, like, plan on spending just like the whole morning doing our projects, because you have to do 6 projects. All right, I'm trying to get this little guy to stay put so I can put him on a block. There we go. He's gonna be a little crooked, but there. Okay, put on some black ink. We do have so much fun. And going to stamp that. So now we have the little body. I totally was off on that. Dang it. That's okay. This one's gonna have a wider body. This one's a little, likes the sweets. It's been sneaking bites of the cake. Oh, Lordy. Terry, are you gonna be able to come? Did you get the day off? I know with on stage and all that traveling, it's gonna be hard. But we had so much fun with you last time. I hope you can make it. All right, so we've punched our thick butterflies. And we're gonna punch these pink butterflies to go behind it. So I like to have my butterflies flutter, and I like to have this kind of back butterfly in a solid color just to kind of add depth to it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm looking for my glue dots, which I don't know where I put them. Oh, I'm sorry, Jenny. I don't mean to cause you stress. You can't do swaps and watch me at the same time, huh? I'll be quick. I'll be quick. Get you back on track. Facebook's dangerous. If I look at Facebook while I'm trying to craft, I get lost. All right, so there's our two little butterflies on their little backings, okay? And then what I did here is I took a little bit of this petal pink, or powder pink, I think it's called, powder pink cardstock, and I just kind of made a little tail out of it. And we're just going to glue that to the back of our butterfly. And I'm just gonna use dimensionals because I'm gonna put this butterfly up on dimensionals anyway. So you can see I just have it kind of crossed. And I'm gonna use my little dimensional sheet and kind of hold this ribbon down on both sides. Like that. So that ribbon's not gonna go anywhere. Peel this back. And why does that look crooked? And then we'll just put that down on our box down in the corner. And then we have our sentiment, which I'm going to do a little dovetail here at the end. Okay, and let's get a bunch of this stuff out of the way, huh? And then we'll glue this down. To the center of the lid here. What a sweet little treat. Could be a birthday treat, could be a, I'm thinking of you, I miss you, just because. It could be a thank you gift. So fun. Oh, Suzette, thank you for sharing. Okay, and then we have our little butterfly, which goes on the end here. So cute. Love it. This is a pretty little spring box, and those little Debbie cakes were absolutely perfect for this. I couldn't have asked for a better treat. Oh my gosh, look at all those hearts. You guys are awesome. Love the little Debbie treats that fit inside. And there you go. Super, super cute. You guys can give me one of these butterfly treats. I'll eat all that cake. I will. I'll eat all of it. All right, you guys, that is project number 2. Project number 3 is this beautiful box, this window box, I think it's called. So pretty. I can't wait to show you guys. Hopefully, you guys are familiar with this framelit or thinlit set. It is absolutely adorable. And I used Highland Heather. So here are the window box thinlits I was talking about. They're in the annual catalog, and there's so many pretty little details to it. So I used the holes, the little circles, to do the sides of my box, but there's also candles and hearts, and then the decorative top, which I cut out, so I'll show you that here in a second. And then to make the box, you need to cut out 2 of these shapes. So I have 2 pieces of Highland Heather. They're cut in half, so it's 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm just gonna lay them sideways and run them through. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm kind of doing this whole process so that if you aren't familiar with these framelits, you can see how I use them and how you put them together. Okay, so I've got this framelit right here. I'm gonna move it over so it's centered, or actually so that I'm saving as much scrap as possible because I don't like to waste. Okay, so there's one piece and it does all the scoring and everything. I'll show you that here in a minute. And then the next piece, 2 outside pieces, and then on the other piece we'll do 1. So we do every other one. For me, I would do all of this cutting for you. You would have this easy assembly. All you'd have to do is just assemble the projects and do the stamping. So if you are interested in getting my make and takes, just place a $30 order by Friday and these will be yours. I'll get back from on stage and prep your projects. So you probably can't see that, but I'm just running this through the die brush and popping out all those pieces. Some of them want to be stubborn, but that's okay. I'll make them come out anyway. Okay, so there's the top piece. Even these little blue dots didn't want to come out. Okay, so there's one piece, and then we'll do it one more time, but just the middle section with the dots on this second piece here. Sorry that you had to sit through that, but I wanted to show you guys how that works. So I'm gonna put my little framelit pieces away so they aren't in the way. Okay, so the one thing that you'll want to do is burnish all of the score lines before you even assemble anything. Oh, thanks, Colleen. You're awesome. Thanks for giving them the item number and everything. Okay, so here we're going to just burnish all of the score lines. And there's even little score lines for these tabs, and you definitely want those burnished as well. You want all the little tabs folded and burnished. You want all of the score lines burnished. It is the key to making this box. So the decorative piece is going to be the top of our box. And the bottom piece is going to be that solid box. And there's even score lines, and there's the little tabs right here that we have to fold. So 2 here, and the top lid piece here. And I'm gonna take the wrap off, and I'm gonna show you. So this lid is not glued down. It's acting like it's glued down though. It's not glued down, but you tuck in the, there we go. You tuck in the sides, so see how the box opens like so? That's gonna be this top portion of the box. Okay, so then we gotta fold these ones as well. And there are some tabs that we're gonna cut off, so I'll show you that as we go. Now, I'm gonna start building the bottom of the box, which means that I'm gonna start gluing these side pieces up and start forming the box. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put tear and tape on these 2 side tabs here. Tear and tape is a must for boxes, you guys. You wrote it down on your wish list? That's so funny. All right, so then we've got these 2 here. I was reading your mind, Colleen. So there we've got one side, just lining up the seam. See how I did that? And then we're gonna take this side, glue it. My 2 poodlers, Janie and Vanessa. That's awesome. All right, so we'll glue this side here. Okay, so now we're gonna start building the second part of the box, which is going to be going right here. So we're gonna put glue on these 2 bottom tabs and this tab here to glue the bottom of the box. There are lots of ways to build your box. This is just, for me, like to make sure that I'm putting glue on the right tabs and making sure that I have the bottom on the bottom and the top on the top. This just for me works, but there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's just whatever works for the person. For me, I have to kind of see it come together to make sense of it. Okay? So, oh, and the other thing that we're gonna do is we have to glue these two sides together, where you can see that there's tabs on both ends. So you actually have to cut one off. You can choose whichever one you wanna cut. I'm gonna cut, actually it'll probably be easier just to cut this one. So I'm gonna cut this side tab off, and we'll do the same thing on this side. Okay, and then we're gonna put glue on this tab and this tab on the sides, because they will need to be attached to. And I love tear and tape. It just tears so nicely. You don't have to cut. You just tear away, makes it so much quicker. And you guys know me, I like crafting quickly. I don't have time to be cutting tear and tape. So I'm just, because the tear and tape is slightly bigger than the tab itself, I just fold over the extra adhesive onto itself so that it's not going over. And so what you're going to do is you're going to just start, you can do piece by piece, you can do, I think I'm going to line up, I need to take this off too. I think I'm going to line up the bottom. Look at that sunshine coming through, you guys. Isn't that lovely? I'm just enjoying it right now. Okay, so I'm gonna take this bottom tab and just glue it to the inside. That's gonna kind of give me a center. Okay, and then I can do this side here. And then I can kind of start wrapping my way around, do this piece. Like so. And then this piece goes underneath. And then this side piece goes here. Okay, and I'm just gonna make sure I push down the tabs. Okay, so look, we built that box, you guys. We did it. So these little side tabs just tuck in, and we made our box. Yay! So see how that comes together? You don't think it's gonna come together. You're trying to like figure out how that's gonna work. And then the next thing you know, you've got a box. So super, super cute. You can put a little light, you know, one of those lights in. It can be a pretty lantern at night, or you can put some sweets in there. And then I'm gonna show you how we're gonna make this cute little wrap. So simple and easy, it's adorable. Okay, so here's what we need. This is the Floral Romance Designer Series paper, and it's actually vellum, it's actually see-through. So what I did is I took a piece of Very Vanilla and I cut it out to 1 3/4 by 11 inches. This one is 1 1/2 by 12 inches. Okay, so I'm gonna back that to make the wrap. So here's how we make the wrap. And I am one of those where you just kind of wrap and pinch, wrap and pinch. So we'll start with the Very Vanilla first. I'm just kind of putting the center of the Very Vanilla across the top, and I'm just going to pinch the corner and just make sure that corner stays there while you go to the next corner and pinch. Okay, and then we're gonna do the same on the opposite side. Pinch and pinch. Lots of pinching. Okay, and so then we need to put tear and tape on the top flap here. This is going to glue to the wrap itself and not to the box. That's all we need. We don't want it glued to the box, then we can't slide it off. So just lining those two up and putting that glue so it can just come right off. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the vellum. I'm gonna start at the top. Isn't this Floral Romance vellum so pretty? I love the Specialty Designer Series paper. It's absolutely adorable. What are you hoping that we have, Terry? I missed that, I'm sorry. All right, and then we're gonna fold like so. Okay, and so we're gonna do the exact same thing where we're going to put adhesive on the top flap. And we are going to adhere the vellum to itself. So now you have the two strips together. And if you wanted, which I probably should have done, was adhered the vellum to the vanilla, Very Vanilla, but I didn't, and it's okay. It'll do just fine. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna stamp the butterfly on a piece of Very Vanilla in Highland Heather. So you can see here, this butterfly doesn't have the black, it just has the purple. So it's kind of a two-tone purple. And again, make sure your big butterfly is down toward the bottom so that when you punch, you can get to it. Okay, and it's really, really simple. I just have my stamp, and then I have the two Highland Heathers. I have light and dark, and I'm just going to color some of the wings. You can do whatever pattern you want, and that's kind of what I like, is that I can do whatever I want. It can be different every time. And I like the purple with the Very Vanilla instead of the stark white. For some reason, it's very pleasing to my eye. So, and I'm just going to, oops, I'm now off the pattern, darn it. Well, that's okay, these three will be purple. It really doesn't matter, just make some sort of pattern, make it match the other one. Okay, then I'll go in with my dark. Oh, let's do, actually I didn't even color. It actually looks really pretty just uncolored. You can see the small one I didn't even color. So you could do that too. And then I'm just going in with the dark, doing more accents. But you can color as much or as little as you want. I am using the fine tip because of all these little narrow lines. But anyways, I don't have to sit here, you guys don't have to watch me color all this, but it's very, very soothing to me to color. I don't know about you guys, but I like coloring. But anyways, you'll find a pattern that works for you, what you like. And then we're gonna punch it out right here. Now I did this in 3 layers, so I'll show you this. I did, oh, and I did do a body. I did do a body in purple, so let's find those bodies again. These little stems, these little bodies. I did do them in purple. Let's see if I could actually not miss the body this time. Okay. And then we'll punch it out. So pretty. And then we're gonna do a Very Vanilla. So we're gonna punch out a Very Vanilla one that's just plain. And then I'm also punching out, see, this is the scrap from one of my window boxes. Always keep your scraps. Punch out a purple one. And so we're actually gonna do a 3-layered butterfly. You can see this butterfly has 3 layers. So it has the Very Vanilla, the Highland Heather, and then the colored butterfly. So just use your glue dots and layer those on. Purple Rain. Thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you like them. You'll have to give them a shot. And if you want to skip all the prep work and I can do that all for you, you can just place an order with me. Yay. No shame. I'll ask for that order, girls. I will ask for that order. All right. So there's the butterflies. Or even better yet, sign up and join my team. That would be awesome. Because then I could spoil you on a daily basis. Love spoiling my team. Okay. So I've got my butterflies. They're all, what the heck? They're all layered up. And then, just to add a little bit of bling, I did this gold thread, which I absolutely love. I love this gold metallic thread. And I just made a little nest of it. I wrapped some around my finger and cut it off. Okay. And then I put glue dots on the back of my butterfly. So, should have done that first. Where's the end here? Okay, and then take our little nest of gold and what I like to do is I like to just kind of pinch it in the center and then glue it to the back. And then you can kind of move it and mess with it, spread it out. I don't like the ends to stick out, so I normally will fold the ends in, but then you can see that I have this beautiful thread behind it, and then I can put more glue dots to just kind of help my butterfly stick to the box. Isn't that lovely? So pretty. Just adds a nice little touch. Aw, thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Sharon. You guys are amazing. All right, so then we have our cute little butterfly. Look! Oh my gosh, how adorable is that? Yay, so cute, you guys. So there are our projects. Let me bring them all out again so you guys can see them. We have our beautiful cake boxes. We have our beautiful butterfly boxes. And of course, we have our 3D cards here. I call them 3D because those butterflies are flying away. So cute, so adorable. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Sorry about that sun glare, but I am really enjoying this warm sun coming through. Hopefully it's not bothering you guys too bad. But there you go, you guys. So beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed today's projects. I hope you guys play with the Butterfly Gala stamp set and punch before it's all sold out. And yes, I hope you have a fabulous Sunday, a wonderful week. I'm so sad I won't see you next Sunday. Remember, I will be at On Stage, so I will share what I can with you guys. I'm really excited. And yes, Tammy, these would be fabulous for Mother's Day. Woo, I love it. Look at all those hearts. You guys are amazing. You guys have a fabulous week. I will see you soon. I will be thinking of you while I'm in Salt Lake. Bye.